Hello, is it you? It's me. Nurture by Natalie, Morning Musings. I think it's number 3. Alright, boom. So this morning I was thinking about needs and wants. What do I mean by that? Like often needs and wants get confused and conflated we kind of treat them as if they're one and the same thing. But there are not, well, that's the conclusion that I've come to anyway. Because, yeah, needs is something that, well, I feel or think that you kind of can't live without, or life is severely compromised without. For instance, oxygen and breathing. And I have to say breathing with oxygen because oxygen without breathing is just oxygen in it. You get what I'm saying? But that's something that you need, you get me? And, I guess with the 5%ers, they talk about the 12 jewels and it in food, clothing, and shelter. That's a need, often a need that is not met for every person, but they are basic human needs. Speak about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is I'll see if I can find a link to that and put it in the description somewhere because it's an important piece of theory still. Is it John Maslow? Whatever his name is, I'll find it anyway. Osh. And so that's needs versus wants. Well, what are wants really? Wants are like desires. And here's the thing, and here's the difference between a want and a need. I think needs are constant. There can be varying levels of the urgency of the need. So for instance, someone starving is going to need food more than somebody that just ate 10 minutes ago, you get me? But everybody needs to eat. Or, somebody dying of thirst is going to need water more immediately, more than someone who just had, holding their 2 liters or whatever gallons, if you're in the States or whatever, of water. You get me? But if you don't have water, at some point you're going to dead of dehydration. So that need is constant. Whereas wants can fluctuate. For some people it's minute to minute, fam. Some people it's, every 5 years or so. When you, hopefully, if we've evolved as people, the things that we wanted 5 years ago may not necessarily be the same things that we want now. That could be testimony to growth, I suppose. Or growth, well, that can be growth because growth can go in 2 directions, as in growth as in elevation or retardation, retrograde, so to speak, kind of thing. So yeah, but once, I guess, somebody could think that they want lots of money, for instance, because that's something that we all understand, wanting more money. But look at the people who have won a lottery and got the money that they wanted, and that money turned around and was like a coffin really, and they just ended up on a constant wave until they were seasick, so to speak, and go figure that one. You get what I'm saying? So whereas what they actually needed was that stability and that knowing that everything that we need, we've always had. And that's really the main land of the thing. Everything that we've needed, we have always had without break. We may not always have what we want or what we think we want, but we have always had everything we need. When you think about them times of where, boom, you may not know where that money is going to come from to cover this or that, and somebody unexpected has dropped off a this or a that, and it's just about or you might have been hungry and you're like, yo, I don't even want to stop and look at these 4 walls, and you knock somebody's door and they're like, yo, you're stopping for dinner. Some people go and do shopping at their mom's house or something, or do you get what I mean? But either way, we've always had, when you look back, every time you've needed something, you're not going to survive without it. It's always been there. Always. You may not have always had what you wanted, and you probably look back and find the thing that you thought you wanted may not be what you actually wanted because you don't want it anymore. So yeah, that's just kind of where I was going with it. We've always had everything that we need, and we don't always want what it is we think we want. Like, there's a phrase that sometimes you hear it like, that ain't what you want, player. It's you and it's me. Nurture mind, Natalie. Signing out.